Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Piano Lessons with Elvin, episode 6, I think. On the last video, I showed you guys the formula for making major scales, but I thought I'd show you one more video on the specific fingering for major scales, because that's really important in being able to execute them well. So this video will just be about the fingering. I hate having to say that word, fingering. It's like, could we do something better? Sometimes I'll find myself complimenting one of my students going, wow, you got great fingering. So, anyway, that word aside, I did break it down into 3 groups, and I'll explain why I broke it down into these 3 groups. Lots of it just has to deal with the natural form of the hand. But we're going to get rocking on these, and of course, feel free to screenshot when you need and jot some notes down, because I'll be showing you a few fingerings in each group, but I'm not going to write down every single thing. We're kind of going OG style, like a lecture. So, let me just grab the phone and we'll get rocking. Cool. Almost accidentally unrecorded myself. Classic. So, here's my very fancy paper that I spent hours making. Unbelievable. Look at my handwriting. What does that say? Whoa. So, this first group here, I have C major, G major, D major, A major, E major, B major, then in parentheses C flat, because a C flat is a B. If we would recall, flats go down a half step, sharps go up a half step. The term for this is what we call N harmonic, EN harmonic, where it's the same note, different name. Like this could be C sharp or D flat. Not that you need to really know that 100% right now, but that does come up a bit in these scales I'll be talking about. So that's why that's in parentheses. And, the reason why these all have the same fingering is really just not necessarily by coincidence, but they all share the same fingering mold. There's that word again. So the fingering specifically for all of these, I'm just going to start with C major. It's the easiest to stare at. And the nice thing here is, there's so many major scales. If we think there's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's 12 notes, so 12 major scales. It seems like it'll be a lot, but the good thing is you can do so many with just a few different groups of fingering. So C major is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you just reverse that going down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, crossover, 3, 2, 1. And the reason for this is really would just be efficiency and comfort level. If I have a group of, this consists of 8 notes, what's the best way for me to use my fingering? There's 3 notes, and if I put my thumb down under this little cross over, cool, now I can just hit the rest of the 5 without having to try too hard. Let's say I do a group of 5 here. Now I'm a bit screwed, because it's like, anything from here will be uncomfortable. Like, I could do it, I could leap, or I could do a little crossover here, and then I'm playing the catch-up game. Or if I do something that maybe seems pretty comfortable too, like this, let's say instead of having my thumb go down after the 3, I have it go down after the 4. Not the end of the world, and it doesn't hurt or even feel that bad. And, look, I just ended nicely, and it wasn't the end of the world. But if I were to keep going another octave, all of a sudden I'm running out of fingers, so it's like, what do I do? Do I put my thumb down here? I guess I'll do my thumb here. Now everything's just getting slowly off, and it just compounds as you keep going. So, and even to me, I remember when I was first doing these scales, I would almost have, if you recall this term, like, paralysis by analysis, where I would ask too many questions, and sometimes it's just nice to go, yes, master, I will listen to the fingering, thank you. So, anyway, because lots of these answers that you have in these beginning steps will naturally solve itself as your skill and knowledge improves. So, if I keep that fingering, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let me try it on one of these other scales. Remember, we have a lot. I'll do this one E major. I really enjoy that scale, which will be 4 sharps. And if you watch the previous video, you'll know why it's 4 sharps, because of the formula. And once again, same fingering, 1, 2, 3, thumb crosses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cross, 3, 2, 1. Now for group 2, and like I said, that applies to all of these. Group 2 here, F sharp, C sharp, I have them in parentheses again with G flat, D flat, because of that term enharmonic, how they're the same note. You know, F sharp, G flat, C sharp, D flat. Now, honestly, D flat, I prefer thinking of it as flats. You know, sharps are pokey. So D flat, to me, was the very first scale I learned from my teacher because it fits the hand very, very nicely. If we look at the shape of the hand, you know, if the thumb and pinky naturally sag, we get the, you know, these are on the outskirts, the fingers here lay, which if I'm on the black keys, look at that. Or not on the, just this combo. This fits the hand so nice. You can even see here, look at how the hand really naturally wants to fall into it. There's a few shapes on the piano like this. Like this is a really comfortable shape. And you'll notice when I did that first scale, C major, easy to stare at, but actually not the easiest to play. You know, in order for me to play it well, I have to crunch all my fingers in to conform to this mold. Whereas, you know, if I have a shape like this, that feels nice. So this is why the ones that involve more black keys have different fingerings, because of the hand mold, and also, well, this is also related to the hand mold. The thumb, since it hangs lower, is a great pivot point to the black keys above. If I have this pivoting, it's really easy for me to access these black keys. If my thumb's up here, my whole hand is forced to raise to an X tier. And, you know, if I have to get to a white key, of course I can, but it's a lot more awkward. So as a rule of thumb, no pun intended, you try to avoid thumbs on black keys because it really forces a whole hand up there. Whereas if it's on a white key, so comfortable to pivot and hit these black keys. So those are kind of the two main reasons why the group 2 F sharp, C sharp have different fingerings. So if I start with, I'll just start with F sharp because it shows it there. I'll start with my 2, and the reason why I have these fingers here is so my thumb can go to the B. And then the other 2 black keys here, and then my thumb again to end it. And it follows this idea where the thumb are on the pivot points. You have your main fingers, thumb to pivot, black keys, thumb, shrinks underneath, and it's very comfortable. Now when we do C sharp major or D flat, it's the same concept. Thumb will pivot on the white keys because it hangs lower, and these fingers are free here. So here's a D flat. And F sharp. Cool. And then for the final group 3, these are, I was kind of thinking as the misfit groups. Each one of these have different fingering, and it's just because of those same kind of concepts. Where do thumbs lie? What is the most efficient fingering? What puts the hand in a more natural position? So with F major here, once again, I'm not trying to specify the exact keys, like F major has 1 flat. That all comes from the prior video talking about the formula, hold, hold, half, hold, 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 half. And yeah, so with F major, unlike the other ones, lots of them had a thumb move after the 3, but here we don't. We put a 4, because what would happen if I try to put my thumb on the B flat? It's like awkward, like, you know, what the heck do I do to get my thumb there? Really weird to throw my thumb up. So look at that, like without me even wanting to, lots of times my 4 just kind of snaps into it. So with F major, 1, 2, 3, 4, then the thumb slides. Remember that pivot thing is nice. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, the pinky doesn't play, and that's okay. We don't like the pinky anyway. And not every finger needs to execute. And backwards, 5, 4, 3. You know, oops, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's gonna go through these rapid succession. B flat, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2. E flat major. Starting with a 2 again, and if you keep in mind the concept that I did with B flat and E flat and like the C sharp, is we want thumb on the white keys as pivot points. So here's E flat, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, and it feels really nice. May seem initially non-intuitive, but they become very comfortable. A flat, same concept with me starting on the 2, because once it's time for a white key, my thumb's free to pivot on it. So here we go. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. Or you could do like a 4, 3. whatever you do here is a bit irrelevant because the more important fingering is the thumb. You know, I could do 3, 4 thumb, 2, 3 thumb, whatever, as long as the thumb's here. Cool, so that should take care of all of the major scales here. So I just did these 4 because each of these have a specifically different fingering. These start off with seemingly different fingerings, but if you pay attention to it, they use all 5 black keys and 2 white keys, so they in essence become the same fingering. And then these all do the same fingering just because they happen to coincide really nicely and fit that mold. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for those there. And yeah, though, I hope that helps you a lot. You know, I'm going pretty fast with them, and like when I learned these, I would learn like a few every like 2 weeks and then drill it slowly. So it's like, you shouldn't be awesome at all 12 of these in like 10 minutes. You know, this is a really short video, but it's like when I first learned them, I did them in these 3 groups. I actually started with the C sharp major D flat because it was very comfortable for the hand. It seems initially unorthodox in terms of fingering, but very, very comfortable for the hands, like I said. So, but yeah, break these up. Even within the group 1, which is 5 scales, break that up. You could even just treat one, you know, with some of my students, I'll have them just stick on 1 scale, sometimes for a month, because some of my students don't practice enough. And like, you know, I don't want to overburden them with it. And there's no timeline here. To me, like I mentioned in the last video, it's important that from the very get-go, we have the comprehension that builds simultaneously with the skill development and eventually with the note reading, so nothing lags behind. Because very common people will take initial shortcuts and have what seems like great skill, and they might be playing something very impressive on the piano, but no idea what they're actually doing. And that won't be you. So yeah, next 2 videos will be minor scales, formula, and then minor scale fingering, which is a bit more complex for scales when we get to that. But I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Always appreciate a like and subscribe. Be sure to practice, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.